Let's talk communication. Effective communication is when two people, two or more, have a discussion and everybody walks away with an understanding of what we agree or disagree or agree to disagree. Anytime you're talking about something passionate, whether you're in a relationship, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, mothers, children, or parents, children, it's always going to be passionate no matter what the subject is because you care about the people that you're engaging with. It can be the same way with coworkers because it could be a topic that you've revisited before, and in visiting, you have a feeling about it. You have strong opinions about it, right? And when you know you're dealing with people with opposing opinions, it's easy. You're going to be passionate about it, period. What a lot of people don't understand is that when you go back and forth, that's not an argument. That's what we call a discussion. If you say something and I correct you, I'm saying, no, that's not what I'm saying. No, listen to what I'm saying. Hey, listen to this. Those are terms, those are discussion terms, and that is important. Some people say, never mind, it's not that big of a deal. And what you're saying is not a big deal. You're making it a big deal by saying that. Just because there's a little back and forth, that is not the constitution or the determination of an argument. An argument starts when the voices get very loud and the conversation becomes sarcastic. That's when an argument is beginning. When somebody is saying, duh, when the frustration cannot be held and you feel the need to lash out. That's the beginning of an argument. And usually that's not a bad thing either. You're still communicating. Stay with me. Because when it gets that way, that's when you know that maybe the person or somebody involved, their feelings have been hurt. Now you have something to go, now wait a minute. Why did you respond that way? How did that make you feel? So we'll miss the discussion part, trying to say it's an argument. It's not. And even in an argument, we'll miss what's really happening because you never argue with people you don't care about. Okay? So even if it gets to an argument, that's when you say, hey, wait a minute. Why are you responding that way? Because it's got to be more than just about this. Is it about this? Is it about this? Let's talk. Finish the discussion and then talk about the deeper things. But when you're always trying to avoid discussions and always trying to avoid arguments, guess what else you avoid? You avoid resolution. And the person that you love, you avoid having a real relationship with them. Because in your mind, everything is an argument when really it's communication. Just because you say something doesn't mean you've communicated. It just means you express what you were thinking. And a lot of times we don't express that. We express what we feel that person will accept without coming back at us. That means that you stay stuck in your train of thought. You will remain stuck in your opinion, even if your opinion is wrong, and you remain stuck in your ability to effectively communicate. You think you're really communicating and making a difference. And in all honesty, people are like, I don't know what the heck that guy says. But if you ask him something, he shuts down. I don't know what that woman is talking about. But if you ask her something, she gets mad. So I say nothing. And people avoid you. And you really think you're doing something. I'm telling you, the way we look at communication is kind of wrong. If you have a debate, debates are healthy as long as the people are actually debating and willing to learn. You have some people, like I tell you, I'll try to engage, but you have some people that no matter what you say, they want to twist it and come back with something wrong because they just want to get on to, whether it's on live or in person to just, belittle you. That's a whole nother thing. But in our everyday conversation with the people you love and your everyday communication, just know that a back and forth is healthy. It's a way to understand. because you start to see the things that that person is passionate about, because you don't just learn the things that you're actually discussing. You learn key words that may make them feel bad. You learn key terms that may trigger a reaction. You learn that your opinion matters to that person, and that's why they go so hard, because you matter to them. You begin to learn, because people that don't mean anything, we don't go back and forth with them. We'll look at them and walk off. And if you've been that person where people do not really go back and forth with you, it's not because you're right. It could be because you're not worth the time, because you're one of those that's always like, it's not that big of a deal and you don't want to engage, or you try to control the amount of engagement. I had a friend, and every time it would get to a certain point, he'd be like, wait, it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. And it's like it does. And he would always say that, but then his actions would show that it mattered, because he would be distant. He would have an attitude. He would move differently. And when I called him out on it, it was like, yeah, because I just thought, and it's like, I don't know what you think. I'm not in your head. So if you don't continue in the engagement, you're telling me I'm not important. I'm not important enough for you to fight to make sure I understand what you're saying. See, when you care about somebody, you want to make sure communication is clear. If I'm trying to help you, or if I'm trying to listen and be there for you, I'm going to make sure that I communicate in such a way with you, be it one conversation or many, so that you know who I am and what my intent is. Because sometimes I can miss the mark. Sometimes my voice can make you feel like, oh, it's anger, when I'm looking at it as passionate. So the going back and forth matters. We have way too many people that talk and not enough people who are willing to communicate. And the only way you can build effective, lasting, meaningful relationships in any shape, form, or fashion, like I said, husband, wife, girlfriend, wife, significant other, parent and children, siblings, the only way real relationships are built is that if you care enough to have the back and forth. It's been your girl, Candid with Kim. Communicate. Your voice matters.